At 11:47 p.m., Adrian Blackwood sat alone beneath the golden lights of his own hotel lobby. He owned 12 luxury hotels across the country. He had a penthouse on the 43rd floor. He had private drivers, lawyers, assistants, and people who answered his phone before it even finished ringing. And yet that night, Adrian was wearing a torn coat from a thrift store. His expensive watch was hidden. His hair was deliberately messy. To anyone walking through the lobby, he looked like a homeless old man who had wandered in from the rain. On the marble floor beside him sat a black leather wallet. Inside were $5,000. Adrian wasn't waiting for someone to steal it. He was waiting to prove that someone would. He had spent years believing that everyone had a price. Employees wanted promotions. Business partners wanted contracts. Relatives wanted inheritance. Strangers wanted money. So Adrian had created a little test. Leave something valuable where people could find it. Pretend not to notice. Then watch what they did. That night, the first person walked past the wallet. Then another. Nobody touched it. Adrian almost smiled. Then he heard footsteps. A little girl appeared from the service hallway. She was carrying a bucket almost as big as she was. Her name was Lily. She was 9 years old. Her father, Marcus, worked the night shift cleaning the hotel. Lily sometimes waited for him in the staff room after school because there was nobody at home to watch her. She stopped when she saw Adrian. "Sir." Adrian didn't move. Lily looked at the wallet. Then at him. Then back at the wallet. She slowly picked it up. Adrian's eyes remained closed. She opened it. $5,000. For a moment, Adrian waited for the sound of footsteps running away. Instead, Lily closed the wallet. She walked to the front desk and placed it beside the security phone. Then she returned. Adrian opened one eye. "Why didn't you take it?" Lily frowned. "Because it's not mine. You could buy anything with that." She shrugged. "My dad says things that aren't yours always cost more than they're worth." Adrian stared at her. Nobody had ever answered him like that. He pointed toward the chair beside him. "Then why are you still here?" Lily looked at his wet shoes. "Because you're freezing." "I'm fine." "No, you're not." She took off the red scarf around her neck. It was old. The edges were frayed. She wrapped it around Adrian's shoulders. He felt something tighten in his chest. "Keep it," Lily said. Adrian touched the scarf. "Why?" "My mother gave it to me." He looked at her. "You'd give away something your mother gave you." Lily smiled. "She used to say being warm doesn't mean much if someone next to you is cold." Adrian said nothing. Because suddenly, he remembered his own daughter. Emma. She had said almost the same thing once. Years ago. Before Adrian became rich enough to stop listening. Emma had died at 22. And Adrian had spent the years afterward building bigger companies, buying bigger houses, and becoming a man nobody could hurt again. Or so he thought. He returned the scarf. "Keep it." Lily shook her head. "You need it more." Then she ran back toward the service hallway. Adrian watched her disappear. For the first time in years, he didn't feel like testing someone. He felt ashamed. But Adrian wasn't finished. The next evening, he created another test. This time, he placed an expensive antique watch on a table near the service elevator. Then he deliberately accused Lily's father of damaging it. Marcus went pale. "Sir, I swear I never touched it." "You were cleaning this room." "I was, but..." Adrian raised his hand. "That watch is worth $80,000. Marcus looked at the floor. He couldn't pay even a fraction of that. "I'll work extra shifts." "You'd never repay it." Lily had been standing nearby. She suddenly stepped forward. "Then take mine." Everyone turned. Adrian looked at her. "Take what?" Lily reached into her backpack. She pulled out a small glass jar. Inside were dozens of folded pieces of paper. "What is that?" "My birthday money." Adrian stared at the jar. "There can't be more than $50. "I know." Lily swallowed. "But it's all I have." Marcus immediately grabbed her hand. "No, Lily." "It's okay, Dad." She looked at Adrian. You can have it. Adrian couldn't speak. Because the test had suddenly become unbearable. He had expected fear. He had expected excuses. He had expected begging. He hadn't expected a child to offer him everything she owned to protect her father. Adrian slowly sat down. The watch isn't broken. Marcus stared at him. What? I lied. Silence filled the hallway. Adrian looked at Lily. I wanted to see what you would do. Lily's face changed. You tricked us. Yes. Why? Adrian looked down at the red scarf still around his shoulders. Because I stopped believing people could be good. Lily thought about that. Then she said quietly, maybe you stopped looking. That sentence broke something inside him. Adrian turned away. He had faced angry investors. He had survived hostile takeovers. He had fired hundreds of people without blinking. But a 9-year-old girl saying 4 words had left him unable to breathe. Maybe you stopped looking. Adrian removed the expensive ring from his finger. He placed it on the table. Do you know what this is worth? Lily shook her head. Enough to buy your family a house. Her eyes widened. Adrian continued. But I don't want you to take it. She looked confused. I want to give your father a job. Marcus stared at him. Sir. Not cleaning. Adrian took out his phone. I need someone to manage the hotel maintenance teams. Someone who knows what hard work looks like. Marcus shook his head. I don't have a degree. I didn't ask for one. Adrian looked at Lily. And I want you to have a scholarship. Lily's eyes filled with tears. Why? Adrian smiled sadly. Because you reminded an old man of something he forgot. What? That money can buy warmth. He touched the red scarf. But it can't make you care. Lily smiled. That's what my mother used to say. Adrian looked down. For the first time in 15 years, he cried. Not because he was weak. Because he finally understood what his wealth had cost him. 10 years passed. The hotel where Lily had once waited for her father became the headquarters of the Blackwood Foundation. Marcus eventually became its director. And Lily received the education Adrian had promised her. But she didn't become obsessed with money. Instead, she started something Adrian never expected. She created small shelters inside luxury hotels for people who had nowhere to sleep. Every room was free. Every night. No questions. No tests. No humiliation. Adrian funded everyone. One winter evening, Adrian was sitting in his office when Lily walked in. She was 20 years old now. She placed something on his desk. The red scarf. The same scarf he'd been given 11 years earlier. Adrian picked it up. You kept it. Lily smiled. You told me never to throw away something that changed my life. Adrian ran his fingers over the worn fabric. Then Lily said, I brought it back because I think you need it again. Adrian laughed. I'm not cold. Lily smiled. I know. She pointed toward the window. Outside, dozens of people were entering the shelter attached to the hotel. That's why I brought it. Adrian looked at them. Then at the scarf. And he finally understood. The scarf had never been about keeping one man warm. It had been about teaching him to notice who else was cold. Years later, when Adrian died, he left most of his fortune to the foundation. But he left Lily one thing personally. A handwritten note. It contained only 7 words. You taught me what money never could. Lily kept the note beside the old red scarf. And every winter, when someone walked through those shelter doors looking for warmth, she remembered the little girl she had once been. The girl who found $5,000 and chose a stranger instead. Because sometimes the richest person in the room isn't the one with the most money. Sometimes, it's the one who still has something left to give.